Happy Monday. I've been getting asked a lot to do a video of like being a mom in the military, so I figured today while I'm in lunch I was like, let's be productive and not just waste time watching YouTube videos. Let me actually make a YouTube video. So I'm here. But yeah, so my biggest question, like I get asked a lot, is like, what is it like being a mom in the military? I mean, honestly, I say it's like being a mom anywhere else. There are different things, so there's a lot of pros. The cons, I'll get to the cons when the cons get here, but my pros of being a mom in the military is that, like right now that I'm pregnant, they don't really ask much of me. Like a regular job in the civilian world, you can have back pain or be nauseated and stuff like that, and they're like, you still have to come to work regardless. At least with my unit here, like I know if I'm not feeling well or my back is hurting, I have to leave early or something like that, it's not an issue. My leadership is very supportive, very helpful. Just they're all for helping, you know, like and making me feel comfortable rather than trapped and like stuck to have to be at work. Let me roll the window down, it's kind of hot. But yeah, so as far as like work, it's fine. If you do have a job that involves you having to do like more hands-on stuff, like if you're infantry, you can't be going to war and stuff like that. You can't get deployed if you're pregnant. If you're a police officer, you can't carry around your police gear, like your holster, your pistol, like, I mean, you can carry your holster, but your pistol, like you don't wear any road gear. They basically take you off the road to do cop stuff. I'm not a cop, I'm supply, so I don't usually have to worry about any of that stuff. The benefits are great. Like, the benefits are great. Here in Germany, I know after I gave birth with Khaleesi, well, actually before I gave birth to her, I put her on a waiting list for daycare. And that list literally took like 6 months for her to get a spot, which was so long because she wasn't even, no, it took like 8 months because I did it 2 months before she was born. She didn't have a spot open for her to go to daycare until she was 6 months. So it was like an 8-month long wait. But during that time that I was waiting for my spot, I had 3 months of maternity leave, and then I spent 3 months at home working from home because COVID hit, so I couldn't take my daughter to work with me. So they let me like stay at home and be with her until my spot at daycare opened. Overseas, it's really different. There's not like you can go to an off-post daycare. It's not like in the States where it's like, oh, okay, you could just like find a nanny. Like it's American, your bases are your bases, and these are your resources. If you want to go somewhere off-post, it's a lot more work. It's a lot more stressful, and I just wasn't trying to do that, and I wasn't really comfortable with having my newborn. Well, not newborn, she was 6 months, but I just wasn't comfortable with having my kid being off base and going somewhere that I didn't really know. I trusted being on base. So that was a pro. Having like good childcare, at least here in Germany. I don't know about the CDCs anywhere else. So if you're in the military and you go to CDC and you're like, CDC sucks, I've had nothing but great experiences with them. Like I said, your benefits, healthcare, all that. My kids are 110% taken care of. Even my son, even though he's not here with me, he's with his dad, he still has all the benefits that Khaleesi would have, that I would have. Like my kids, I don't have the worry. Like if anything happens to my kids, all I have to do is get a referral, go take them to go get seen, whether it's for glasses or they have a broken bone or like speech development, anything like that. It's just right there, which is super nice. Which is why I love being in the military. Like I do it for my kids. So this is like the biggest pro for me. Another thing that's good is like there's a lot of other military moms. You don't see a lot of, so there's like two little mobs. There's like, I wouldn't say gangs, but there's like the military mom people, and then there's like the dependent moms. So the active duty are the ones that are in the military, serving the country, and we have kids, and there's ones that are stay-at-home wives and stuff like, those are two different things, and I don't really mix with this side because I don't know, I just heard it's messy and drama, and I'm just not about it. And people that are in the military can relate with people in the military. I mean, I'm not closed-minded to it, but I like that there's more active duty people and parents. So if something does ever crack off or pop off, there's other people that are in the same situations as me, which is why they make you have like a family care plan. That is a very important thing that you have to have if you are in the military. If you know what a family, I could tell you guys on here because this story is meant for military moms. A family care plan, so if you are planning on joining, one, you can't join as a single soldier. So if you have a kid and you're joining the military, sorry, somebody's like listening to me. If you have a kid, you're joining the military, you have to either be married or give up your rights of your child to somebody while you go to training and do all that stuff. So extra. I'm about to do a story time about my whole experience too later on in life because I joined, yeah, but anyways, yeah, so I totally forgot where I was going with this. Dependence. Oh, a family care plan. Okay. So your family care plan, you need a family care plan. This is my con about the military, being a mom in the military, is that at any given moment, they could just be like, hey, we're getting deployed to Kuwait. We're going to Iraq. We're going to Afghanistan. We're going here. And I have to leave my kids. That's going to be the hardest part. That's probably my biggest con. I haven't been deployed yet, but I'm pretty sure sometime within these 20 years of me being in, it's going to happen, and that's going to be super sad. But what's good is that there's still FaceTime, there's phones, there's a lot of communication, but leaving my husband and my kids is going to be really hard when I do finally deploy, because those are my babies. But your family care plan, that it's meant for when you deploy. I'm not sure if it's only dual military that has to have a family care plan, or if you're a single soldier too. I'm not sure. I gotta look that up. I just know that I'm dual military. My husband and I are in the military. So if I get orders to go on deployment and he gets orders to get deployed, then we gotta have somebody there to watch our kids. If you don't have a family care plan, you can get kicked out of the military, which sucks, because then you're really back to square one. The military pays for all of our stuff as far as like housing, not like our car notes and stuff like that. We pay for all of our personal stuff, car notes, phone, Wi-Fi, food, we pay for that. But our rent, our utilities, our water and all that, right now we live on post, I don't have to worry about any type of rent, which is so nice. So I really don't have anything bad to say as far as being a parent in the military. As far as being a mom, after you give birth, you get 3 months of maternity leave. That's paid. You always get paid. You don't ever not get paid in the military. You don't ever miss a paycheck. I haven't missed a paycheck in, how long have I been in? 2 years and some months. It'll be 3 years that I've been in July, so I haven't missed a single paycheck. I don't ever have to worry about not getting paid, which is a blessing, a huge blessing, especially right now that we're like in the middle of a pandemic. People are out here hurting. If our kids have doctor's appointments, we're able to go to our kids' doctor's appointments, you know, give a note. It's not like when you're not in the military, I feel like it's so much more harder to be a parent, because like you have to leave to take your kid to an appointment, but you have to clock out of work. So those 2 or 3 hours you're gone from work is money, because you have to go and take care of your kid. It's like you have to choose when you're not in the military. When now that I'm in the military, it's like at least here where I'm at, they're all for your family. Like honestly, I would, hold on. Car is so loud. I would say the military is more for my family than it is for me. Like I feel like my career, like they would vouch for my family, which is good, how it should be. If anything ever cracked off and popped off, I know if I'm like, hey, I gotta get back to my kids, my daughter's sick, especially during COVID. I had to miss so much work because I kept putting Khaleesi on quarantine, which was so annoying. So whenever she got sick or got a cold or runny nose, normal life without this going on in the world, they'd have been like, oh, okay, it's fine if she comes. But now that there's like a deadly virus going around, it's like they don't allow kids to go to daycare sick. So the military daycare is kicking my daughter out. That means I have to stay home. You know, it's like stuff like that that's just out of my control. We also get cheaper daycare. Cheap daycare is, I wouldn't say cheap, but it's a lot cheaper than in the civilian world. On base, they base it off of your income, versus in the civilian world, they base it off of whatever their standards are. So if you work at McDonald's and you only make like, sorry, this girl just pulled up next to me, she's just staring at me. Sorry, they threw me off and I forgot what I was talking about. So daycare, yeah. So in the regular civilian world without the military, if you only make 10 bucks an hour and daycare is $500 a month and you only work 6 hours a week, daycare's not gonna change their price just because you don't make enough money. You either gotta rent out a room somewhere because you can't afford your rent, trying to afford your rent, your car note, your phone bill, your Wi-Fi, food, and daycare for a person that's not in the military is so hard, almost impossible. I used to live in California, and that was one thing that was just like, I couldn't even get my own place because I barely had enough money to rent my own room. Renting a room in somebody else's house, it was so hard. I will never live in California again, ever. Like I'll go back to visit my family, but I'm not living in California. Way too expensive. So cheap daycare is another great pro about being a mom. I honestly, you guys, the only bad thing that I can say, or not bad, but just like, would be me having to leave them if I ever get deployed. And a lot of people think like, oh no, like being in the middle, like my MOS supply, yeah, we deploy, but it's not like I'm an infantry where I'm always gone, I'm always leaving. The most we'll do is go to the field too. If we go to the field, that's for like 2 weeks. Maybe a month. I've never been to the field for a month. The longest I went was like 3 weeks. 1 week and then we came back, then went another week, then we came back, then another week, then we came back. It wasn't even bad. And honestly, those little breaks are like good. Like you kind of need breaks like that from your kids. I mean, I love my kids, but sometimes like, can I just Like, have a break. Everybody deserves a break. It's so easy. It's literally, you're literally like the same person. You just have a different job, but your responsibilities as a mom remain the same. I have to wake up early though for PT. Luckily, I'm not doing PT right now because I'm pregnant, but usually PT starts at 6:30. So that means I'd have to like wake up at like 4:30 to leave my house by like 5:30. Depending on wherever I live, you just don't ever know with traffic and stuff like that. So my kids would be up early as hell too. I feel really bad about that. Like, my kids are gonna be on this military time, at least until they're in high school, where they can like, I can trust them, not high school, maybe middle school, where I can trust them to stay home while I go work out for PT and then come home, pick them up, drop them off at school, etc., etc. But until then, they're gonna get early mornings and bedtime at 8 o'clock. And if they're wise, they'll go to sleep at 8. I'm an old lady. I don't ever stay up late no more. Like, my husband, he'd be ready for us to hang out and stuff at 8. Once I put Khaleesi down by 8:30, 8:45, I'm like slumped, bro. Slumped. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not hard. Like, if you are a mother, I encourage you. I would join the military. The first couple months is gonna be hard because it's just getting in and you're gonna be away from your kid. But if you're in already and have a kid, oh, you're fine. Your kid is set for life. Your family is set. Like, you don't gotta worry about nothing. But if you're coming in, that's a little bit of a process if you're single. I don't know if I'm ever gonna tell my story on here because I don't really know. I don't really know. We'll see if I'll share my testimony one day, but right now I'm not gonna share my testimony. But that's all, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and close this video. I hope this was informative and helpful for some of you guys. Sorry if I seem so like bleh, but I am tired. Y'all probably see in my face like, girl, you look exhausted, which I am. I just picked up my mail. I had ordered, oh my god, you guys, Khaleesi's birthday vlog. It'll be up before this one. So much fun. Khaleesi had such a good time on her birthday. I ordered her some more birthday stuff, so I'm about to open up this package and then eat some lunch and get ready to go back to work again. But I wanted to make sure I made this video because y'all have asked me so much, like so many times, and y'all have been so hesitant. A lot of y'all have been hesitant about, I don't know if I want to join, I don't know if it's worth it. It is worth it. Coming from somebody like, y'all just keep interrupting my video. Coming from somebody that used to be sleeping, like, I used to be homeless, you guys, legit. Like, legit sleeping in my car, homeless, before I joined the military, and had no money to my name, none. And I had nothing to offer my son. I had nothing. If you're staying at your mom's house, you're living on your mom's couch, living paycheck to paycheck, barely making ends meet, and you have everybody and their mama in your ear, don't join the military, you're gonna go to war. The military is not what you think it is. I know before when I heard somebody say, join the military, I was like, I'm gonna go to war, I'm gonna die, blah, 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 blah. This is the most normal, chill, stress-free job I've ever had in my life. Granted, you have to have discipline. You have to show up to work on time. You can't not show up to work and just flake and go missing. You have to work out. It's just basic stuff that you should just have as an adult instilled in you. So if you're just taking direction is hard, then yeah, the military is not gonna be for you. But it's not hard. Like, if you meet so many amazing people, I encourage you to join if you are contemplating, because honey, it might be a good idea for you. But yeah, guys, I'm going to end this video. Thank you guys all once again for watching. If you guys have any more questions, comment down below. I'll be more than happy to help you. But until then, I will see y'all next time with the next video. Bye.